Hello guys, I'm Shanking, welcome to my channel. I'm doing some experimenting with some voiceover this time to see what I like to do. And this is gonna be more of a rant than anything else. This is something that has been bugging me a lot as of late, because I've been seeing it happening more and more in the past few months, and I wanna add my opinion to it. I'm specifically talking about the lack of customer service skills that a lot of artists online have been showing, and I think that has been destroying the commissioning market. There have been a lot of complaint posts online from clients about the lack of communication, excessive waiting times, even on platforms like VGN that should have had better mechanisms to deal with those. And to top it off, a lot of artists are refusing to give any type of refund or only giving them after the client has to insist multiple times. And worse, sometimes only after there's public posts about it, they are trying to salvage their reputation. A reminder that not having refunds is illegal. Refunds have to be an option. I see a lot of people who do art as an hobby or not full time think they can get away with not having refunds because they are in their quote unquote official business. That's not how it works. You have to have refunds. Even worse is when they are justifying delays with art is a luxury, therefore you can wait. That's not how you treat clients. This type of behavior, either intentional or not, is destroying the online commissioning market. More and more people are becoming afraid of requesting work because they just might never get it. And the ones that suffer the most will always be smaller artists, simply because they lack a commissioning audience that can back up their credibility by sharing the good experience they had with that artist. And of course, I'm not saying that big artists aren't guilty of this type of behavior, quite the opposite. I'm just saying that by the nature of things, we'll probably be more inclined to trust someone with a large following and multiple positive reviews than a small artist with only one or two commissions done that you've never seen before. And to be clear again, I'm specifically talking about grown adult artists, because if you're commissioning teenagers, I feel like it's a little bit on you as a client to expect things to not go super smoothly. You can't expect the same level of professionalism an adult should have. And I'm saying should, but it should be must have. You need to be professional when taking clients. And I'm also not targeting any specific artist, it's just like thing I've noticed in general in the art community. One thing that I think a lot of people aren't talking about is how the break of trust between the clients and the artists is resulting in artists lowering their commission prices to try and get the community trust back. And I'm not talking about artists that have been ghosting clients, trying to get their clients back. I'm specifically talking about artists that are doing their work well, being serious about their work, but end up suffering the results of the art community as a whole. For a client, losing €5, even though it sucks because it's their money, it's not as hard as losing 30 or more. Therefore, a lot of artists with fantastic abilities are doing art for pennies when they shouldn't. Customer service skills, as much as everyone hates it, is something you need to have as an artist taking online commissions. You cannot ghost clients after taking their money, take a long time to finish a piece, and still expect the client to be satisfied and come back again. The amount of posts online that I saw of clients waiting years for a single piece is insane. Especially when you're talking about a single illustration and not something like a VTuber model or an animation that take a really long time to finish. Artists need to realize, just like any brand, reputation matters a lot, especially for small business. Word of mouth can make or break a business. The trust between an artist and a client is fragile, and once you break it, most of the time you cannot put it back together. When a client commissions you online, they are putting a lot of trust in you to not run away with the money. That's why you see a lot of people who prefer to pay like half the price until they get the sketch, just to hope that they do not get scammed or fully scammed. It's important to keep in mind when people are commissioning you, they are paying for the whole process, not just the finished piece. They want communication and they want to participate in the process. After all, it's their commission that they paid for. The result needs to be something they like. And to be honest, from my personal experience, a lot of clients are super chill with the process. They don't even have that many requests and they give a lot of freedom for you to do whatever you want. Most of the time, they just want to see their characters reimagined by the artist they are working with. Not doing the most simple thing of keeping communication is a disrespect to them as clients and a violation of their trust. They are putting their hard-earned money into your hands and hoping you will not just run away with it. They have to spend time working to afford your work, just as you have to spend time working to deliver their finished piece. Their time and money is just as important as your time and money. And I do believe that a lot of artists fail to see this. A lot of clients might not even call out your bad behavior, simply because they are nice or just they don't want to deal with it. That doesn't mean the way you behave is okay, and you probably lost that client for good. Returning customers are the backbone of any business. You probably need them even more than attracting new ones. The way you treat them is the way they'll treat you, in most cases. Of course, there are clients that you don't have to put up with. The customer is king, but that doesn't mean they can disrespect you. But that is not the point of this video. I feel like with the whole generative AI thing, the AI scams are appearing, and recently I saw a video about how there are a lot of very scummy businesses that take advantage of artists from like poor countries. It's very important that artists take care of their clients. The commissioning market has always been small for the amount of artists there are, and with how expensive living is getting, it's getting smaller. The reality is that doing commissions, it's not just for everybody, just like how not everybody is good to have a business of their own. There are different ways you can make money with your art. You just have to do some research. You need to reflect on yourself and see if it's really for you, if you can do it. If you're someone that struggles with deadlines and communication, it's probably best that you don't work with commissions, or at least not more than you can handle. You can always limit the amount of commissions you take per month or per year, whatever. I know the money can be tempting, but you have to think about the long-term profit, this being your credibility. If you are constantly messing up, not delivering on time, not communicating, people will stop coming for your work, simple as that. And of course, I'm not referring to stuff beyond your control, like getting sick, family member dying. Honestly, I'd say like 90% of clients are okay with delays, as long as you keep communication up. Most clients are just worried about the money disappearing. Of course, when you ask for delays, you have to expect that not everyone is okay with it, and they might request for refunds. That's just something you have to deal with. Another simple thing that helps in the communication department is having something like a wait list or progress list. Even if you have just a small number of commissions, the clients can access that list, and being able to see that you are working on something even if it's not their commission yet really helps ease their mind, and they probably won't be constantly asking for updates. And if you can only take a limited amount of commissions, a wait list can be a good way of keeping clients. If they like your art, they probably won't mind waiting a month or two for a slot, and they still get to keep their money if they change their mind. Think of it like waiting in the line of a shop. Anyways, that was just something I wanted to get out of my chest. Thank you for watching my first voiceover, I guess. Leave a like or a sub if you want, and have a nice day. Bye!